Hello there, I am Daddy Denmark and welcome back to my kitchen. This is episode 3 in my series of food for toddlers, where today I'll be cooking some nice veggie frittatas. As always, I'm joined by my sidekick Freya, who will be doing some commentating in the background. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, ingredients today is sweet potato, zucchini, carrots, pumpkin and apple. I'm adding the apple just for those little picky eaters who might not necessarily want to eat anything healthy, but you don't have to if you don't have a picky eater. My daughter's quite good. So let's get into it. Hope you've watched my other episodes so we can continue our conversation about the Danish way of parenting. Doesn't mean that the things that I talk about are unique to Denmark. Many of the same principles are used all over the world. It's just more about the fact that you have to put it all together as a whole. Practice all of the aspects of parenting, and in order for it to be called the Danish way, obviously. So if you haven't watched the other episodes, I suggest you watch those so you don't miss out on anything. If this is the first episode you're watching, I'll let you know that my videos are unedited. Simply for the fact that I like to show you all how easy cooking is, and you can never really see that by edited videos because they always cut right to the end and say, here's a perfect roast. That's just cheating, in my opinion. Not like these things, they really take that long. So anyway, I wanted to talk about choices. Choices is something I believe is important when you do parenting from an early age. Obviously as a parent you have to make the main choices, for your child, but you can still at least give them the illusion of having choices. It will help with their behavioral skills later in life. And when I say choices, I mean things like at home, when you eat, when you cook food for her, try to put multiple items on the plate for her so she can sit and pick at things that she wants. Obviously you've already decided what items they are, and hopefully they're all nutritious. And but at least she feels like she has to say in things, because that's very important for toddlers. Especially at the age where they can't speak yet. They don't know how to communicate with you, and the only way they can do that is by throwing tantrums really, and screaming and crying, because they can't say what they want. So it helps with their behavior if you show them that they also have a choice to make. They have like part of the say. Yeah. And anyway, another way you could do that is when you go shopping. You can like involve them in the process. Tell them that, what should we cook today? Oh, looks like my daughter is moving something on the table. Might be shaking the camera a little bit, but that's life. Nothing is ever perfect, is it? Especially if you're a stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home dad. You know how difficult everything can be. You never seem to have enough time for anything. Yeah, so like I was saying before about choices, you don't really need to peel carrots. The skin is quite good there. Actually, you can eat the pumpkin skin as well, but not for a toddler. Okay. I'm gonna shred all this. like I was saying, choices help with behavioral skills. It's the same thing when you're at home with your child and you want to have a fun day. You can hand her a bunny, and you can hand her a book and say, what do you want to do today? Should we play with the doll, or should we read a book? Do you want to go outside and play? Those kind of choices there you can make your child make. And trust me, it makes a big difference. As always, with these unedited videos, you never quite know how things are going to go, so do apologize if you already find this video boring. Please bear with me. Obviously what I'm making here is not brain surgery. It's quite simple. You might already have stopped the video and you're not watching anymore because you're saying, oh, I've got the ingredients now in my head. I know the rest of the process. That's not really the point of it. Sometimes you just need a little bit of inspiration just to get your ideas going. And you're thinking already, oh, I'm gonna add this, I'm gonna add that, and you're welcome to. That's the whole point of it. Even though I enjoy cooking and I do a lot of cooking, sometimes I just run out of ideas. I don't know what I'm going to cook next. I always try to make a variation of things for her. I don't always want to cook the same. That's boring for me as well. Okay. Just do like roughly equal parts of all the veggies. Oh, look at that. Already a mess here on the table. So we got the carrots there. They're like good source of vitamin K. Got the sweet potato. That's vitamin A and C, I think. Yeah. Got the pumpkin, which is like a butternut pumpkin, which is a good food energy. You know, food energy as in like a banana, for example, which is like slow release energy all over the day. Pumpkin has some of those properties as well. As for the apple, that's not really that much nutritional value apart from the sugars. Obviously get the waters as well in it. There's obviously some vitamins as well. I can't really name them all. Not a scientist. But they all fill you up, and that's the most important thing. And they're healthy. Obviously veggies are healthy. A few carrots in here. As always with my recipes, I always try to make things sugar-free. Obviously there's sugars in all kind of food. An apple especially, there's a lot of sugar in it. But at least it's natural sugar, so it's good for you. It's not always possible to give your child choices, because sometimes you have to make the hard choices as a parent. But there are certain choices you can make, like the ones I mentioned before. And when you combine all these other parenting tips and tricks that I've shared in my other videos and that I will continue to share in upcoming videos, hope you subscribe and like my videos, so that and if you have any other questions or ideas as to videos I should make, then please feel free to say so. Any feedback is constructive feedback, even if it's negative. I would much rather prefer a negative comment than a no comment. Here we go. So, got all the things in the bowl here. Good pile there. Always make extra big portions when I make anything like this, because I can always freeze it down and I have to cook later. Okay. These things I put to side that obviously I can still use, but I just had a bit too much of it. So do a bit of quick cleaning here. Just don't let your child see this. There we go. Look at that. Almost clean again. Okay, now we gotta get some binding agent, which is in the form of eggs. Let's use quite a few eggs here because it'll combine it to be like a bit of an omelette. Put 4 eggs in here. As for spices, there are actually a lot of toddlers out there that like spicy food. I can imagine if you grow up in an Indian family, for example, you know, you're used to spices. They can like that from early age. My daughter likes things like salt and pepper. Obviously, you should never give them too much salt. But pepper is definitely good. So just put a little bit of salt in, since there's not really that much salt in here to begin with. A little bit. Put a little bit more pepper in it. She likes that. And there's quite a lot in here, veggies, so I just put quite a bit of pepper in. There we go. Put these back in the fridge. And let's not forget the most important thing. A cup of coffee. We all need it. Let's just give our hands an extra wash here before we get into it. Butter is a good source of fat for your child, unsalted obviously. So, put a bit of that on there in the pan. When we get in here, mix this up. I just prefer using my hands to just using a spoon. I feel like it gets mixed better. Like I said, it's not like, you cannot say that it's just one thing or 2 things, even 3 things that make up what makes a country like Denmark function so well. You know, a lot of people talk about the fact that we've got such a good lifestyle there. You know, free education, free schools. Yeah, well, that's education. You know, kindergarten. You got free dentist up until you're 18. Got quite a good system there. You actually even get a salary for going to the university. Can you believe that? You don't have to pay a cent plus on top of not paying a cent. The government gives you a salary for going to university, because obviously you've got to have some way to live. Okay. These things, they come from generations of living by the Danish way, whatever that really is, you know. It's not just my generation, it's my mother's generation, it's my grandfather's generation. It's the Danish mentality. Swedish as well, Norwegian, a lot of the Nordic countries there. You see in Germany as well, Austria, those kind of countries there. It's kind of like a quality over quantity, they call it. Obviously, it's always easier to run and govern a country of just 6 million people, which is the population of Denmark. But I still think that the principles could be applied to any other country. So you should go, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, you should go watch the other videos, and we can come back and watch this video here. We'll talk more about this in the future in other videos. Okay, so we're just going to take this into our hand here, form these little patties. Obviously right now it's very loose, it's going to fall apart basically. But then as soon as that egg starts cooking, that'll bind it all together. Yeah, onto the plate, get another one ready. This is absolute superfood for your toddler. Not only that, since there's also the fact that they've got something to chew on, because as we know, around the 1 to 1.5 years, maybe later, some children, they start developing their teeth. So they like to have things to chew on. And this is good for them to chew on. It's nutritious, got all the dietary fibers and most of the vitamins that you need. And it takes no time at all. I mean, you've seen how quickly this was. There's not really any point in me editing the video. It's mostly just me trying to fill in the gaps with the conversation, so as I don't bore you. Hope you're still watching, enjoying the things I'm talking about. And like I said, if you have questions, please ask them. If you would like me to see me do other specific recipes, I'm always up for the idea. Alright. When you flip them over, they will still be loose, so just be careful. One of them that fell apart a little bit there. But that is what happens in unedited videos. I can't just edit it out and then present you with 4 perfectly round frittatas there. No. I'm not gonna be bullshitting you, excuse my French, like that. That's not what I'm all about. I'm about what you see is what you get. There we go. Do a little bit of cleaning up here. Oh, what was I doing? Yes, I was getting a cup of coffee. Coffee, the most important thing for a parent. I've actually got a bit of a headache today as well. Working too much. Much prefer spending my time at home with my daughter actually. We all need to win the lottery. We all deserve it, us hard-working parents. In case this is your first video you're watching of mine, you might notice I'm using this lactose-free milk. My daughter's lactose intolerant. Could be worse. And I enjoy it as well, to be quite honest. Lactose is not really something you need. All you need is the calcium from of the milk, which is important for the toddlers. The lactose is not important. I don't know, unless you're a cow maybe. I mean, it's a naturally occurring thing. I assume cows are not lactose intolerant, are they? Okay, get a little plate here. I don't even know where the plates are in my house because my partner keeps moving them around. There we go. Perfect little veggie and egg frittatas. As you can see, one of them fell apart, and that's what happens when you don't edit your videos. But anyway, simple, easy. Didn't take me very long, and it won't take you very long. And that's the whole point of these videos, so that you have more time just to spend with your children or with yourself when they're having a nap. Because let's be honest, that's what we all do. We all look forward to those naps. Yes, I'm looking forward to your nap. That does not make me a bad parent. It's just hard in these times. With the coronavirus, you don't get as much help from your relatives as you would like to be. So anyway, thank you for tuning in again. Please like and subscribe if you want to. I can't force you. And we'll pick this up again in episode 4, which I'm not really sure what's going to be about. We'll see. And thank you.